Hi crafty friends! Welcome back to my channel. I am alive. There are videos coming. Thank you for being patient and for bearing with me. These last few weeks of school have been insane, but the semester is wrapping up and I have free time again, and it is December season. And so to kick off coming back to my channel, I thought I'd show you what I've been up to for the last few weeks getting ready for the month. So I am using, this is a album from Ali Edwards. Last year, I used a wood cover from Colorcast Designs, and in a few days, I'll have my 2018, look, I have vinyl everywhere. Oh, this is like real craft life. There's vinyl all over my hands. But in 2018, I used the wood veneer covers from Colorcast Designs, and I'll have a flip through of that album up in a few days. I just have to film it. Depending on how I feel after doing this one, I'll film it today, but I'm still recovering from being sick, and so if I sound a little nasal or gross, I'm sorry. But I just wanted to get this up because December starts in a few weeks, and I figured, you know, I have a lot of stuff going on in here already, so someone could get inspired from something, or maybe you just guys want some ideas for how to start, or, you know, you just want to see what I've been doing. So, here's what I'm up to. Again, I said this last year, my approach to foundation pages is a little different from some people. That's not true. I was going to say I don't put numbers, but this year there's actually a few numbers in here already. But I don't normally put numbers, and I don't really use pockets. Which again, this year isn't true either because there are pockets in here. Part of why I'm going a little bit against the grain this year is last year I ended up with 2 albums, and the year before I had 2 albums. So this year I'm trying to contain myself to 1 album. Of course, it is a chunky monster already, but I'm trying to contain myself to 1 album this year. So I'm hoping that by using page protectors and those type of supplies, I can keep it relatively small. Also, Ali in her December daily prep party class talked about organizing your supplies and only keeping, you know, what you plan on using at hand. Look, I lost part of my album already. So I went through it, and I went through all my journal cards. This looked a little bit neater yesterday, but I actually just finished making stuff, which is why it's messy. But I went through all my journal cards, and I pulled out the cards that I want to use. So I actually want to use cards in here. So I have some 3x4s, some 4x6, and lots of 3x8 cards. And I have everything in here. So everything that I plan on using is going to be in this. So I do have some actual pockets in the album already because I went through the cards that I absolutely wanted and put them in here. So without further ado, let's get started. So, I don't know if this is staying here. It might. But this is a cut file from Paige Evans, and I backed it with papers from Crate Paper. There's some papers from Fa La La, from Merry Days, and I think this one's from Snowflake, which is this year's collection. But I just backed it, and then I offset it so I have a cool place to start. If this doesn't stay here, this is going to be my opening page for my album. So I have Transparency. This is from last year's December daily kit from Ali. The thing about having so many supplies is I don't remember what was from last year and what was from this year. I didn't buy Transparencies this year. I actually was pretty like frugal when it came to what I bought for this year's album because I had so many supplies, and I think that's why my album ended up so big because I wanted to use all the things. So I did not buy a lot this year. So I'm stash busting and going off of that. So this, I think, is from last year. Here's my reason why page. So for the last 3 years, this is my 4th year doing December Daily. For the last 3 years, I started off with a letter to Joy. So this is also from Paige Evans. And I have my letter to Joy here. I made a vellum pocket. This is from all of this is from Ali. And I just think this is a cool place to start. So if I remove that December piece, this is going to be the opening page, but I think I might actually leave that December piece there. So there's lots of unfinished pages, you guys, because I'll be backing things as I go. This I showed in my Instagram stories. This is a cut file from the Cut Shop. This is going to be my number 2. I have no idea what story I'm telling, but I liked the idea. Ali had shared this in the product play lesson on numbers of having one number stand out. So I left all the numbers unfilled, backed this one. I said this in Instagram, backed this upside down. My backing paper's upside down, but real life, right? This is just going to be, like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it's 3x4 cards that I made a little sort of flip book out of. So there's space for journaling, there's space for photos, there's space for embellishing. I'm not embellishing any of my pages yet because I don't know what stories I'll be telling. And then there are tons of hexagons in my album so far, just because the product play class is hexagons, numbers, and wreaths. And if you've seen my scrapbook layouts recently, I love hexagons, and now there's hexagons everywhere. So if you see lots of hexagons and that's not your speed, sorry, but I love them. I actually haven't watched the wreaths lessons yet because I wanted to still have some room for creativity in December. And also I didn't think I should put anything else in this album before the month actually starts. Another thing I forgot to say, so my approach to foundation pages, because I work on my album pretty much every day in the month, typically my album's done by January. Last year I went away for Christmas, so I'm still playing catch up. That's the other reason I don't have my finished album to share, because I haven't finished day 25 yet. So it's finished up until day 25. But I like to work on my album every day. I don't want to pull out my silhouette every day. I don't want to be laminating. I don't want to be foiling. I just want to be able to have photos and stories. So I like to do as much of the creative, like play stuff before the month starts. So that's why there's lots of pages that are ready and just need words and photos. Again, this is just a card I really wanted to use. This is from last year's Paisley Press Kit. I love anything foiled, and so I went through and pulled out all the foil cards and put them here. This is a PNG that Ali shared in the the prep party. And so I made a lot of my own transparencies. I just got like a bunch of vinyl in the mail. So I made a bunch of transparencies. I like the 4x8 size, just so you have different sizes. I like having different sizes. This is a cut file from Paige Evans. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might just put a number here and have it go opposite a story, but hexagons and backing paper. This is going to be my tree story. I don't know which day it's going on, but I'm going to put tree photos and then I'm going to attach it to this tree transparency. And so it's going to be like this when it's finished. But this is a cut file I found on the Silhouette store. I don't remember from where, but I'm going to put the two trees here, put it on this, and then have my journaling go aside. This is supposed to be in here, but my fuse pocket is too big, so I have to take it off and fuse it so it's a little bit smaller, which is why it wasn't in the album. But normally on day 5, I tell the story of 5 things that I'm grateful for. So I have this quote. This is from Albert. I think his first name's Albert. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. From Einstein. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I have sick brain, forgive me. It is one of my favorite quotes, and so I thought this would be a really good place for gratitude. And this is just going to be all of day 5 by itself. So this is a cut file from Paige Evans, and it unfolds like this, and there's plenty of room for photos and stories. So there's 6 places, and then this middle one. And then you can add words, pictures, whatnot. Every time I refold it, I fold it back differently. I'm not gonna sit here and fight with that because I can't remember how I fold it back. Pam Baldwin shared something similar in the product play lesson that she did. So if you don't have the cut file from Paige Evans, Pam has one. Hers is smaller, but I wanted the big one because go big or go home. So this is gonna be for day 8. Last year I had the tags, and Ali talks a lot about including other people's voices, but I wanted to do something different than a pocket. So I created 8 coin pockets, and there's 8 tags in here, and I'm going to take pictures of my family and have them write something. I don't know what the theme of my journaling is going to be yet. That's why these tags are blank. But so my reason why this year is more intangible things and emotions and feelings than actual physical things. So I might have them write what brings them joy or what their wish list is, but not for like items, for like feelings and thoughts. So I haven't decided yet, but that's that. Jen Scow had shared in the prep party about laminating glitter and random things to make your own transparencies. So I actually punched out a bunch of stars using a small punch. I added some glitter, ran it through my laminator, and now I have a transparency. These are just cards I wanted to use. She also shared about laminating embossing powder to get like the look of snow. So I did that, and I have a cut file, and this is going to be wherever the first snowfall is. We haven't had snow in New York yet. Hopefully we get snow in December. So whatever day the first snowfall in December is, that's where this is going to go. This I shared on Instagram. It's going to be attached to this transparency. I've just put repositionable tape, but it keeps falling off and getting stuck to everything. But it's going to go on this transparency when it's ready. And so it's going to open, have a photo, and journaling here. And this is a quilting pattern. My grandmother quilts. And so I was really inspired by quilting and hexagons. So I made a quilting pattern here. This I had shared on Instagram because it was a bit of a fail the first time I made it, but then it worked out. This is Ali's loving page. This is from Product Play. Hers was 4x6. I put it on its side, sized it up to 6x8, and then since it had the 5 rows, I thought it might be fun to make a shaker that goes across the 5 rows that lines up kind of with this, and then my number is going to go here. I'm going to put a 10. And then I'm going to number this 1 through 10. I'm not sure what numbers I'm going to use, which is why it's blank. And then I'll put like photos and words here. I had a bit of a fail because I didn't have a metallic to put up top. And then I remembered I had rose gold and copper sequins. So I kind of made a metallic mix, and now I have this fun metallic page. And I really like the way this looks together. Here are some other cards that I want to use. I said everything that was foiled came out. Oh, I'm going too fast. This was from the prep party, Never Enough Twinkle Lights. And if you remember my album from last year, I take lots of pictures of lights. So this is just going to go over a picture and whatever story it is, but it's just a transparency. I like having elements like this that you can see through, and it's cut on gold vinyl. It's not perfect, but I love it, and so I'm really happy. Again, just some more foiled cards. This is something I do every year. It's my 12 Christmas carols. I've already figured out some of my favorites that are going in here. There are new Christmas carols like John Legend and Kelly Clarkson updated Baby It's Cold Outside, and I kind of love it. I'm obsessed. So that's gonna go here. More hexagons. I'm going to type up the lyrics on vinyl, put them underneath, and then it'll be a fun flip up page. This was from the Products Play class. Pam Baldwin did this lesson. So I took her template and I traced it onto vellum, and then I cut off some of it. So now you have a pocket. And I made the flowers. I left this one. Oh, there's not enough glue here. I gotta go back and put more tape. Okay, this is going to be where my number goes. This was her inspiration, which was these fun hexagons. And then it's going to flip out, and then there's going to be a photo right here. And maybe the journaling will be in a pocket. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I love the way this comes out, and I love the colors. Like, I like having pinks and teals mixed in with the red and green in my album. This is probably my favorite page that I've made. I made a bricklayer pattern of all pattern papers. There's pattern papers and there's actually journal cards in here that I cut up. So I made a bricklaying pattern, ran it through my sewing machine, added some pom-poms, and then there'll be a photo or something underneath there. This is a similar page, but on a smaller scale. I had these hexagons left from last year. I used up most of them, but I had these 2 left, and green's my favorite color, so I thought it'd be fun to just do a green page. So here's a 3x8 card. This is from Paisley Press, the Paisley Press 3x8 cards. There'll be something in here, and then this will just be clear. I put the 2 hexagons back to back on a piece of acetate, added another bit of pom-pom trim, called it good, and then I just put this one back here because I think this is beautiful. I have no idea what's going to go on this side. My number will go here, and something else will go on this side. But that's the fun of December Daily and having foundation pages. It's a place to start, but then there's still room to create and play during the month. This is just a card I wanted to use. I like having accordions, so I created an accordion using some 3x8 papers. I don't know how I'm going to keep it shut, so I just had it tied with some embroidery floss for now that I now can't get open. Hold on. Get off. Okay. So here's what it is. So it'll flip out. And the reason I have it tied shut is the gold foil paper that I use is not sticking very well. So I might have to go through and use a different adhesive to keep it shut. But here's how it'll flip out. So there'll be room for words, photos, and then words and photos on the other side. And now I gotta figure out how to close it up again, but I'll figure that out later. I just punched the bag. I like having bits of ephemera. Ali talked about this in the prep party, having bits. And then what I did was I cut slits in the holes here so I don't have to take it off its rings to open it. So that's how that's gonna sit. Morgan in the Products Play class. Sorry about the sirens. I live right by a hospital. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but I live by a hospital, so I hear sirens all day. I hope it's not coming through super loud. Morgan shared in a lesson, she had the large wood numbers, and for number 8, she was going to do a swivel piece, and I'm kind of obsessed with that idea. So I cut 18 out. I cut it 4 times on cardstock to give it a little bit of like heft and weight. I put some silver modeling paste over it, and then I'm gonna do the same swivel thing she did for day 18, and then maybe I'll do like a large photo on this side. This is just, again, another transparency I made. This was from Products Play last year with the trees lesson, and I never used it last year, so it's definitely going in the album. Also, that's why I'm covered in vinyl, because I had to weed all these tiny L's and A's, and now the vinyl's stuck on my fingers. This was from Products Play this year. My sister's birthday is December 23rd, so... Oh, I never took off this plastic thing. I love filming these things live because I notice all the things that I did not do. So I'll have to go back and take this off. But my sister's birthday is December 23rd, so I think it'll be fun to tell a big story about her, which is why It's just a big number 23. Also, I'm obsessed with vellum, and I love that idea Ali had of the layered vellum. So that's what that is. And I used, never mind, I don't remember what font I used. This was from last year's product play lesson also. I made this last year and it never made it into my album. So this year it's in here, so I use it. Pam just has like the most, she has the best ideas, but Pam made this with all the tags. I only had 3 tags left from last year. So I went through the pattern papers and the journal cards this year, ripped off some of the ones I had so I could update it. Like this is from this year, this is from this year. Some of these cards are from this year, mixed in with cards from last year. And then this is the last thing I did. Ali had shared this in the prep party. This December photo has my heart PNG, and I thought about making another transparency. So I punched out some large hearts, ran it through my laminator, put the gold vinyl on top, and it's probably going to be a photo of Joshua and I underneath it, or a photo of the cats, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. It's just back here because it's my favorite thing in this album. I think I've said that twice already, but it's one of my favorite things in this album. So that's what I have so far. I have no idea how the month's going to play out. This month's gonna be pretty busy because it's my last month of school. Like I graduate at the end of this month. So there's gonna be lots of celebrations, lots of things to do, lots of holiday parties, all the stuff that we're always doing during December. And I'm really excited to document this month. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I'll have my 2018 finished album up really soon so you can see what I did last year. This year I was going for a mix of the whimsical approach that I had last year with like some clean lines. So that's why you see there's like some fun stuff and then there's some more like classic stuff mixed up. And I like the mix of it all together. So that's all I have for now. I will be back again real soon with my 2018 album, and I'm hoping to do process videos this time around for December. Maybe not every day, but some days if I'm doing something interesting. So fingers crossed that that works out. And again, till next time, friends, keep it crafty and have the best day.